The Valkyries are coming. So that means it's time for another Rebuilding the Collection video. G.I.Joe Classified Series, Cobra Island, Special Missions, Cobra Trooper, on the way I got it figured.
The way I got it figured.
What's up, figure fans? The way I got it figured, back with another G.I.Joe Classified Series review. This time we're taking it way back to number 12 in the series. The original Target exclusive Special Missions Cobra Island Cobra Trooper. I got this this figure a while back, actually, way earlier in the part of this year, way in the early part of this year, for my buddy Phil over at Crossfire Collectibles. He had a spare one that he could let go of for a decent price, so I grabbed it as I continue to rebuild my G.I.Joe Classified Series collection. And I've rebuilt it, and I do have a number of rebuilding the collection videos to do. I'm just waiting for excuses to do them, and one really good excuse is the incoming Cobra Valkyries 2-pack from Hasbro Pulse, the Hasbro Pulse exclusive. So wanted to have this figure out and on deck to do comparisons when they come, because you get a Valkyrie officer and trooper. So when you get that trooper, you know, you want to have a trooper to compare it with. When you get the officer, you want to have an officer to compare it with. So that's what's kind of driving this Rebuilding the Collection review. Not to mention, I kind of want to open my stuff. So without further ado, we're going to get into it. We're going to go old school into the packaging, get the trooper out, and take a look at his accessories, of course, as we always do. I'll give impressions on it, and we'll get you out of here back to your life, hopefully quickly. All right, so Cobra Island, Cobra Trooper. You know, we don't need to relitigate the past and how hard these were to come by for a minute. They weren't as hard as some other figures in the Classified Series line, but this line hit, you know, in the height of the pandemic, and you know, things were difficult. Let's just put it that way. I did have a few of these because in my initial collection I did army build, but now I'm not really army building. As long as I have one, I'm good. Don't really need to have multiples. I will get two here and there of certain army builders, just to, you know, for essentially photography reasons, but generally one and I'm good. All right, so looking at this guy's package, so it is the version 1 old school package with the Cobra Island back, and you got some nice artwork of the Cobra Trooper here. You can see his accessories sort of in there, and looks like I'm gonna have to dig in here a little bit, but yeah. So you can see this guy looking pretty cool. Got some nice artwork, Cobra Island symbol on the back. You got your Cobra Island map with a couple of hot spots. The artwork of the Cobra Trooper. And then of course you've got your file card. So the Cobra Trooper has 1 infantry, 1 light weapons, 1 hand-to-hand combat, and 1 saboteur. All right, let's get this guy out and examine him up close. We've got our Cobra Trooper out of the package, and as you can see, we have our new handy dandy overhead rig. I wanted to change the game up a little bit, and you know, I feel like you can get kind of a better view of the figures when I show them this way. So he does come with a couple of accessories that are already on the figure, so you can see his goggles are in there, and his rank pauldron, I guess this makes him a sergeant or something, there. I know the floor is, the background is black, but it actually doesn't really wash out the accessories too badly. So we've got his knife, his combat knife here. There we go, combat knife. 2 sidearms, which are identical, and there are spots for those sidearms to store on his body along with the knife. There you go. His handy dandy helmet, which we will put on him. And his sci-fi blaster weapon, pre-blast effect hole, so you know it's just a gun, doesn't do anything else. And his sort of long-range sniperish, high-tech Dragunov type weapon. Does look pretty good. And of course they do also both have storage. Taking a look at the Cobra officer himself up close. As you can see, he's got nice gear. These figures were, you know, very well received back in the day when they came out. Of course, you lose a little bit of articulation here with the belt, with the vest, as much as you do with any G.I. Joe classified figure that has something like that on. It's really old hat at this point, but we want to point out the nice details and colors that they used. And of course, this figure was a little bit superior to the later released Cobra Infantry, which was a wide release figure. You know, you can get it basically anywhere if you could get it. And he comes with the rank pauldron. I don't think that one didn't, and it might not have came with the goggles, so maybe it did. I can't remember. I don't have that one right now, so look for a further rebuilding the collection video at some point in the future for that figure. But there you go. That's your Cobra officer. Cobra Trooper. Let me get a close-up on his mask details. Like so. And we'll get him geared up here in a sec. Alright, so we've got our Cobra Trooper geared up. I'm going to give him his long range weapon. I kind of like that weapon, even though it's super sci-fi, but I like it. It looks really cool. And this is definitely a great entry, being one of our first forays into the faceless legions of Cobra. They definitely sort of kicked it off with a bang. Very cool figure. So I don't want to belabor the point, you know, I'm not going to go over the articulation and everything because, well, it's a G.I. Joe classified figure. We know about all of that. We know this figure still had pins in this day. And that's fine. It's one of the early figures. But it's still a very valid figure to have in your collection. So I'm going to get them posed up for final thoughts. Let's get into it. All right, final thoughts on the G.I. Joe Classified Series Cobra Island Special Missions Cobra Trooper figure, number 12 in the series. It's an oldie but a goodie. Definitely, you know, when you want to have your Cobras, you want to have this guy represented, whether in single or multiple. It's going to be single for me, but, you know, I'm still glad to have him. And you'll be seeing this guy again real soon when those Valkyries go up. So stay tuned for that video. Sneak peek, it's coming. This figure, you know, back in the day, I mean, I would have probably gave it a 9. There's no reuse on this figure at this point because, you know, he's the first one to kind of have these parts and everything. Yeah, a 9. I think a 9 is really good. I don't think I would have gave it a 10. Just because of the constriction of the abdomen with the vest. But other than that, it's a great figure, and I'm glad to have it back in my collection. So there you go, Cobra Trooper. We're gonna give him a 9. All right, so that's gonna do it for this video. I tried to make it quick because we're going over an old figure that we don't really, you know, it's not a mystery to anybody, but I did want him to be represented. And if he's going to be in another video, he might as well get one. So there you go. All right, guys. Everybody stay safe. And I will see you guys on the next video. If you are so inclined, if you are new to the channel, please like and subscribe. It does help the channel. We are growing. And we'd like you to rock with us. Stick around for what we got coming. Once again, everybody stay safe, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.
The way I got it figured.